Hey, what's up? What's up, Simi Sun? Let's talk about Aries Rising. Let's talk about how I came up with the whole concept, how it came to be, how I birthed it, right? So, first and foremost, it was a sad ass day. It was a sad day, you know what I mean? Just one of those days. I've had many, you know what I mean, of just really feeling like just like, you know what I'm saying, even now just trying to put it into words and just feeling fed up, feeling, exhausted, feeling frustrated with just where I was right at that exact moment, and just really wanting to break through, really wanting to change, really wanting to move, you know what I'm saying? So it was just what I mean, doing my best. And I'm like, I know I'm listening to spirit, I know I'm doing these things, and I still feel like, yo, what's good? So it was just needing to channel that energy. I knew that I couldn't sit in that. I knew enough to know that. So I'm like listening to music as usual. And I'm listening to somebody on YouTube had made a playlist with all of Ohbliv's, I believe that's how you say it. I heard somebody say it like that on his IG. He posted it. So I'm going to go with that. Even though I thought it was Ohbliv, but I'd be pronouncing stuff a certain kind of way. Anyway, either way. Somebody had a track list, a playlist with all Ohbliv's music, and it was, just hitting as usual. However, it was this one song that really was just like, yes, like this is gonna come on right now. Like spirit speaks through me through music, like through different songs that'll come on, or lyrics or things that I hear, or songs that come to my head, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I had to just like pause for a second, like hold up, what song? Let me see the title for this real quick. And the title was Thug Tears. And I literally just had to laugh at the whole, the synchronicity of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, all right, spirit, I see you. I hear you. Okay, so I find just the strength to be like, nature. Go outside. Go outside. You love your nature walks. Enjoy this energy, this time while you can. Because it was like just a couple of months ago. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was September, I believe. No, October. So yeah, it was just in October. And it was just really like, go outside, it's starting to get cold, it's gonna start, switching up. Just enjoy everything that you can. You need some air, like, to do the thing. So I decided, all right, let me just, if I can just go outside. So I took my notebook and I'm like, I'm gonna write. And that particular track really was like, I want to write to this. So I just kept looping it, you know what I'm saying? And I get to the park and I literally just cry. I cry. It's a whole family that was out there. You know what I mean? It was really like, they was at the play park. And it was like a mama, you know what I'm saying? A daddy with some kids, a son, whatever. I don't know. I didn't give everybody family roles and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, I didn't even care about that. You know what I mean? I really just let myself be vulnerable. And it was really dope. It lifted me because they wasn't concerned about me either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was just doing their thing. I was doing my thing, and it gave me even more space to just be like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody looking at you weird. You don't got to think about that. I just let myself cry, and I let myself write, and I allowed myself to purge, because that's something I had to remember. Like, I've been working on that. That's even a part of the whole shift between going from Ashanti Bragg to renaming myself as Simi Sun. You know what I mean? It's just allowing for the authentic me to shine through in all situations. Like, My Love, which is like the first song I ever released. That song is really, really dope to me. That song is still authentic to me. It's still an anthem to me. And it really was a moment of me really being cathartic and letting everything just come through, and allowing myself not to care about, who I was talking about in the song, or how they would feel about it, or none of those things. And that song is still very much well received and felt to this day. And it's not to say that the other songs I made after that, like Pay 'Em No Mind and, other songs like that, weren't that. However, there was in between, like, My Love and the other songs, I started getting more into the commercial aspect of things, more concerned about, having it be picture perfect and all of those things. And so it's one thing I've been working on in my healing process. Is like, show up with the songs and what it was originally for, what the art is for, the heart, you know what I'm saying? So I allow myself to do that, and I love it because it really just, when you listen to the song, you can hear how I'm going through this process of, like, I started the song off and I'm just like, yo, this shit is whack. This is whack. I ain't feeling it. It's just, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that. And then, you know, I come through and I have to be even more honest with myself, because the honesty is, yes, this is how I feel, but there's a higher truth. You know what I'm saying? There's a higher truth. And that higher truth is my higher self, where I come through on the track and it's like, yo, you know the truth, so why you lying? You God body, you just feeling weak. Don't try to hide it. It's okay. The sun is shining either way. You know what I mean? And literally, like, as I'm writing that, I look up and through the trees, like the sun is literally like perfectly, you know how you can like see that circle come through perfectly? Like it was coming through straight through. It was just spirit everywhere, nature all around, even just seeing the family play. It's like everything is cool. Everything is all right. Everything is working in your favor, in divine timing right now. And it was like I was able to allow myself through that music to really just use that catharsis, you know what I'm saying, to purge it out and to come through and allow my higher self to come and scoop me up. You know what I mean? And that was really what Aries Rising was about. And the fact that, you know, he called it Thug Tears, and I was literally like, if you was to see you know what I mean, my notebook, I got like little water droplets all over, because I was just crying. And it was honestly, it flows so easy. Like I wrote that song so fast and it just flowed through. It is one of the best like writing sessions that I'd had, you know what I'm saying? And just a while just flowing, just letting it go all the way through, like how quick it came through. And so that is really what Aries Rising is about, you know what I mean? And it's just talking about, anybody who knows me knows that I definitely incorporate astrology, and I study astrology, and I believe and trust in the science, because it definitely is, of astrology as well as astronomy, you know what I'm saying, to really help with learning about myself and learning about other people and relationships and things that are going on in collective, and as above so below. And I also believe and know and trust in the principle that even with all of those things that may seem beyond, you know, our control, there are also very much things that are in our control. And you know, sometimes it's definitely hard, but just using those tools to come through and to be able to be like, yo, you got this. Like, use your art and reframe your perspective. And I felt so much better at the end of that. So even though that process was purgy and all those types of things, it was dope. And so just talking about the whole authentic process, how I created the visualizer for that, I went and used some clips, because I was like, I want to release this and I want to do a lyric video to it. And normally I would still have not even had released it, because it ain't perfect. I didn't record that in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I recorded that on my laptop, like no mic, they no record such, like literally the microphone that's in the laptop. Like, you know what I'm saying? The one that's connected inside of it. I used that one. I used what I had. And I just did that. I was able to find some things online that was able to help me with getting the sound to be a little bit more, you know, crisp and clear a little bit. But I ain't tripped. You know, I found exactly what I needed. And I was like, okay, well, I want to do a lyric video, but I also want to, you know, throw a little sauce on it and whatnot. And everything just opened up and worked in my favor. And it's continuing to do so. And I'm like, okay. So I was going on my way to Charlotte. I was on a train. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I guess it's like a 12-hour journey on this jank. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, with the whole layover and all of that. So while I was on the train, I just started using I had been clearing out my phone. So I had some stuff on Google Photos. Like everything just came together, because there was a time when I wanted to do things and Spirit was like, just do simple stuff. Like clear your phone out, do this, do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So because I had cleared out my phone, I remembered certain old images I had. And I was like, you know what? I can use those photos that I took, what that somebody took of me. You know what I'm saying? Those videos I got in my phone. And I just used them and I looped them and I created just a visualizer. And I went and put the lyrics up there. And I just didn't worry about it being perfect. Like, woo. I get emotional about that, because it's like, when I know now how much I has been in my own way, how much I have stopped myself because I wouldn't release stuff. I wouldn't do it because it wasn't crisp, because I didn't have this, that, and I didn't do the photo shoot before that, and I didn't do the release plan. And it's not to say that there doesn't need to be a plan for certain things and all those things. Sometimes, though, the intellect can really get in the way. It can really get in the way. So I'm glad I just let my heart guide me. Every tool that I needed to do it, it came through. It did what it needed to do. And so I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody think about the quality of the video, whatever you hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And then because of that, because I'm continuing to show up and share my art in certain kind of ways. Now, don't get it twisted. I got some other things that I'm not just going to be just dropping. I'm definitely going to put more, focus into. However, everything doesn't always have to be that. And I think, especially for independent artists, when when you still don't necessarily have that whole team yet, I know that sometimes, when you have the business aspect and the art aspect, sometimes you do the business and you forget the art. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of the divine intervention, for stepping in and helping me to pause, for certain things coming through, and for, the trip that I was able to have. That was a whole blessing. I was blessed with that trip. And you know what I mean? And just to be able to just go. So on the way, I did it. And when I got to my homegirl house at Charlotte, I started working on it, and I was like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. So I put it up. You know what I'm saying? I just put it up. I didn't work on it while I was actually in Charlotte, but I used that transition there on that train ride to create and to just be. And I honestly just finished, putting it together and piecing it a few days ago. So it's just dope. So that's what Aries Rising, that's how it came into fruition. Thank you. Thank you to Spirit, to the Most High, to my Ori, to Egg Base, Soul Tribe, Ohbliv, who is also from Richmond, Virginia, which is super dope because I found out about him like 3 years ago or so, and I didn't even know what he looked like until this year, which is also the same year that I found out, like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? I saw him on Here RVA, an interview, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh snap. And he from here? Like, this is crazy. And I also like other artists that, I be listening to, like Knowledge and Mind Song. The way they spell it, I'm not gonna beat myself up for how I pronounce it. But come to find out, like, yo, they be all knowing each other. I'm like, however degrees of many of separation, I forgot what they be saying, like 6 degrees separation or however, whatever. It's crazy because I'm like, yo, everything just be spirit, be like, just chill, just do you, just be authentic. And so that is what Aries Rising, how it came to be, and how I'm showing up, and Simi Sun just shining light. And thank you for listening to this. Thank you for allowing me to share this story. Much love to you. I hope that if you going through something, you find a way to do whatever it is that you love, or find some way to just find all you need is a small little thing sometimes, and it can be all you need to just get you up, to start to catalyze you, you know what I'm saying, if that's the word, to be a catalyst for you to just get out of that situation, for you to get out of that mood, and for you to change your perspective on things, because there's nothing wrong with feeling like that. I allowed myself to work through that, and by working through it, instead of trying to act like it won't there, and instead of just allow myself to sink in it, I was able to come through and utilize it and alchemize it into something that, the feelings initially that prompted it might not have been fun, but actually creating the video and the whole process, that was fun. You know what I'm saying? That was cool. So yeah, man, just much love to you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for interacting and engaging with me. I will be continuing to show up, and I appreciate all of your support. You can continue to support me and interact with me. I'll drop some links in the description of how you can do that. It's CashApp, working on a Bandcamp, website, but I'm everything in due time and flow. I've learned that lesson. So I thank you. And that's it. Much love. Peace.